Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we have an Echo trimmer on the bench, and the issue is that it will kind of idle okay, and then it'll just peter out and die, and as well as it will not rev up. Now, I've already done my checks. I've checked my exhaust, and it's not clogged up. I went ahead and did a cylinder vacuum and crankcase pressure test. We don't have any air leaks, so we're definitely geared towards fuel delivery issue. So let's just get it to where I can see if I can get it to crank for you. Tell it will not rev up. Go ahead and loosen your two jam nuts that hold the throttle cable on and just slide it out of its bore. And we're going to slide the throttle cable out of its carburetor. There. Just get it out of the way. Get your wires pushed back out of the way. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and remove this carburetor. It's just two screws. Go ahead and slide the carburetor and air filter base back and just let it dangle there on its own fuel lines. Want to inspect your gasket and make sure it's not worn. Go ahead and pop your grommet out of the tank, and as we can tell, oh, look at there. Not even a fuel filter on it. It looks like the fuel line actually broke at the filter. We'll have to go around in there and fish the old one out. Let's take a look at it. I guarantee you that the carburetor has sucked up dirt. Just go ahead and snake your fuel filter out of the tank. Just as I expected. I had a feeling that dadgum fuel line was going to break. They always break right there at the fuel nipple of the fuel filter. And that fuel filter don't look too good. And the way I test them, I literally just take my mouth and I'll blow on it and see if it's stopped up. I don't like doing it because it tastes like gasoline, of course. No? This fuel filter is actually still good, but we're going to replace it anyway with the fuel line kit from Echo. The part number for the fuel line kit comes with a new gas cap gasket. Is 90104Y, and it comes with everything you need: grommets, fuel lines, fuel filter, primer bulb if you need one. One quick tip that I like to use: get you some of this assembly goo. Make sure your finger's clean. Just get you some and put it on the grommet, and it will help it go into the tank 100 times easier. Go ahead and slide the fuel filter assembly in there. Figure out where you want it and just start one edge. Edge in and get you a blunt object, preferably not a sharp screwdriver, a blunt one, and just work it down in there. And it'll just pop right in. Sometimes you can take a screwdriver if it's not in there. See, like I need to get this right here. The vent line, I need it to be over here. So you can just take it and spin this grommet around if you need to, especially when it's got that assembly glue on it. Until that stuff washes away, this stuff will be awesome. See, I can just take the grommet and spin it where I need it. Let's go ahead and install the vent valve in its respective place. I will be installing a new carburetor. The old one is probably full of trash and gum and varnish from it not being run with a fuel filter. Due to time restraints, we are not going to try to rebuild it. We're just going to replace it, get it back to the customer as fast as possible. Go ahead and hook up your fuel lines. Sorry for all the background noise, guys. We're busy today. It's Friday. Everybody's trying to get things done. If you get confused to where these go, take your old carburetor. If it's got a little fuel in it, push the bulb, and you see the fuel shoot out of this one, so you know that's the line that goes back to the tank. Go ahead and slide your carburetor on. Just get them snugged yet. You don't want to use an impact on this because you're screwing them down into plastic phenolic. So just get them snugged with your screwdriver, and you don't have to kill it. Just make sure your choke works good, it's not binding up. And we're gonna go ahead and replace that gasket for the fuel cap. Just a matter of digging it out and installing the new one. Just get it pushed down into the groove and make sure it will spin around. We're good to go. Go ahead and reinstall your throttle cable into the carburetor, and let's just let it sit here down in the holder, and then tighten up your nuts. Let's see if she'll prime up. Yes, sir. All right, here's a real-time cold start for you guys. I don't have the air filter on it yet, but let's go ahead and choke it. Full throttle, switch is on. Uh-oh. Flip the choke off. new air filter, and the customer's already replaced the spark plug, so it's ready to rock and roll.